public account of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. I have the honor at this time to announce to you the third-day sitting of the Joint Committee on Public Account of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia, and now, therefore, is hereby called to order, and it is hereby so ordered.
We want to say thank you to the Sergeant Anne. With this session or this hearing being legislatively formally open, now proceed to the opening statements. The distinguished Joint Co-Chair, the Reverend Rose Sengafine, distinguished members of the PAC, the Liberian Senate, our witnesses from Public Works, East, distinguished members of the PEC Secretary, our staffs, the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As we always said and we say today, this hearing is in accordance with our constitutional mandate that is provided in Article 34, which gives the legislature the right to appropriate. At the end of appropriations, the executive executes those appropriations. In keeping with separation of power, the Auditor General conducts audit, and in keeping with the Act creating the GSA, Section 4.2G, the Auditor General lay before the legislature the audited accounts of each institution. In keeping with due process, the legislature shall conduct public hearings with those individuals named mentions within the audit report. So today you are called in keeping with this mandate. Our purpose of having this hearing is to give you a due process. There are possibilities that information that will be provided will not provided to the Auditor General. One, maybe those documents were misplaced. Maybe those documents were not considered by the auditor. You are given the best time to provide those information. We urge everyone, feel free, don't be panicked. Question raised to you, provide necessary information that will give the committee the opportunity to express our opinions or our decisions in the best interest of everyone. Again, we want to thank you for coming. We say this hearing is hereby formally open. Thank you. Now we go to self-introduction. Ministry of Public Works understand. We start with the active teams, and then we move to the formal team, then we'll go to East International like that. Thank you.
Honorable Chairman, my name is Prince D.C. Tangla. I'm the Deputy Minister for Technical Services at the Ministry of Public Works, and currently the Acting Minister. Minister is currently away. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman and colleagues. My name is Cecilia J. Tucker. I'm the Deputy Minister for Rural Development and Community Services at the Ministry of Public Works.
So we were asked that you be audible because we do manner translations of this information.
Please read the notes for her.
My name is Drosilia Jewla Tapla, Deputy Minister for Rural Development and Community Services at the Ministry of Public Works.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and colleague. I'm A. Samuka Dino, Deputy Minister for Administration, Ministry of Public Works.
Yeah, for the king.
Good morning. My name is Tony B. Johnson, and I'm the Comptroller of the Ministry of Public Works.
Good morning. My name is Emmanuel D.K. Freeman. I'm the project coordinator for the Special Projects Implementation Team at the Ministry of Public Works, of which the RIRO is a part. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Benjamin Giroux. I currently serve as the Technical Assistant in the Office of the Minister and former project coordinator for the RIRO. Thank you.
The former team, the former management team of Public Works.
Good morning, Honorable Chairman. My name is Madam Ruth Hooker Collins, the past Public Works Minister or the former Public Works Minister.
Good morning, Honorable Chairman.
Back to the listings of those that are present. We have Benoit Idibo. We have Emma Barkley, Eric Jen George, Benimon D. Bando, Prince Tama, and Jesilia Tabra,
Present.
Tony B. Johnson, A. Samuel Abdullah,
Present.
Emmanuel B. Freeman, B.J. Freeman,
Present.
William Lafitte Guinea,
Answer is away.
is
It's away, I'm active.
okay. Emmanuel Bidi, Emmanuel K. Bidi, Oli, no one to go. We have Egon K. Kuya. No, okay, all right. Okay. Is there any representative here from East International? Is there any excuse for East International?
Secretary? What do you mean? Secretary?
Well, you got a soft copy, right?
Yes.
Call it East International being a major player in this audit due to the fact that they are executing the contracts that is under review, and they are not present and they ask for excuse. What is your will and pleasure? What's your will and pleasure? Senator Finley?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Public Accounts Audit Committee, these audits are very serious, and there are implications that government has put a lot of resources. Auditors have spent their time going out there to do the work. And when we call for these hearings, people want an excuse. I think I read the excuse, but I don't think the excuse is adequate enough. A company cannot only be a manager. And so there are people who can represent the company at any point in time. The company also have legal counsels. So I'm inclined to proceed with this hearing because there are issues that they have to present some documents. I've read the audit. And from a technical point of view, you know, Mr. Chairman, I'm an engineer. And so we're going to have some issues with the technical or the specification of this particular contract and audit in terms of whether the specification was met. The auditors didn't dive into that deeply, and we want to see the contract, we want to see the specification, we want to see the reports, and I'm more than 100% certain that's why I'm concerned about the coordinators, the engineers who were assigned to this project, that I know from layman view that this project is way below the standard. And so I'm very much interested in getting the position of the technical people from the government side and also the technical implementation. The consultant also should be in these hearings, and maybe we need to have something, a specific hearing basically strictly on the technical specification of this contract. So I'm inclined for us to hear Public Works position, because we definitely need to get some technical reports from them. And so I'm inclined to basically, even if we don't want to go ahead, but we must make that request so that we get the contracts, we get some of these technical reports that are necessary, because they've received payments, and if they received payment, if those payments was made and the services was performed for the payments. So that's what my position is, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so if we might get your concerns and the feeling is that we need copy of the contracts.
Contracts.
Please use the microphone.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the contracts, one, specification of material purchase, that include, you can see from the auditor report, the auditor observed that the cracks in the pavement that we have done, which means the bitumen, we want to know whether the time of how long the bitumen was sat before it was procured, all of the documentation for the steel rolls that went into the covers, which I believe is substandard. But I can't say that until I basically get the proper information provided. So we definitely need to work with the technical people from Public Works to give us all of this information. If the contractor worked towards, or the performance was in accordance with the specification in the contract, that's very important, because the Auditor General is focusing on that we spend money. Government money went out to pay these contractors to meet certain specifications, and they did not meet those specifications. And so we need to look into that. The audit report doesn't go in deep into that, perhaps because the Auditor General didn't have the technicians or engineers to look at.
Or maybe the request from the President was limited.
Well,
possible.
No, it was limited, but then it's reflected in the audit report, so we need to.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah, comments.
Mr. Chair, why is you blocking me out?
No, he not start.
Yeah. Well, you got something against Bakulu? Say it now so we can fix it. It's not even working. But yeah, use it one. Thank you.
Chair and colleagues, my name is, to the witnesses, thank you for responding to our call. My name is Senator Amara Konen from Bakulu County, the co-chair of this committee and the chairman of the Senate Public Accounts Committee. In addition to what my distinguished co-chair here has mentioned, the Auditor General also raised some accountability issues in the audit. For example, certificates were issued to the contractor for work completion, and they couldn't find any evidence. As an example, this is from Public Works. There were also some variances that they pointed out in the audit I believe those questions can be answered by Public Works. Then, in addition to the engineering information, technical information that Senator Finlay has requested, perhaps we could engage the contractor on those when they become available. I just wanted to add that.
So, again, with all the concern raised, it means that East International has a major part to play. And colleagues, we had a concern from the Ministry of Finance as well, that it should have been in this hearing. No, they were not written.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Who using the microphone?
Yes, and do you want to say?
Folks, good morning, a pleasant welcome. This is the official page of the Liberian Senate, praised the official Facebook page of the Liberian Senate. It is from the Press and Public Affairs Department. Jay Cashel is my name. With here live as we go on with the
so with the consensus met by the committee,
hearing of PSC,
we will ask Public Works for the purpose of the public concerns in this contract and the performance of this contract. We want you to give an overview of the contract, what led the contract being awarded to East, what specifications we expect the road to have, and what the last spend if East International completes this road. Because every project has a last spend. So every road we expect to last 25 years, 30 years. We don't expect to be in 15 years and start against deplorable. So these are concerns first, and then the committee can take on from there. So I think we can give the former Public Works Minister the chance, because I think you started the project, right? Yes, so give one overview of the project.
Honorable Chairman and presiding, distinguished senators, members of the Joint Account and Audit Committee, fellow government officials, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. We respectfully appear before this honorable body today in the capacity as former officials and in particular as former Public Works Minister of Public Works and Rural Development, ready to provide whatever information, clarification may be required within the scope of this hearing. We recognize the constitutional and oversight responsibility of the legislature, and I personally welcome the opportunity to contribute to a clear understanding of this matter surrounding the RI on the Raleigh International Airport project road. My commitment, or our commitment, has always been to serve the Republic of Liberia with integrity, professionalism, and respect for public resources. We therefore come before this committee with an open mind and willingness to provide factual answers based on our knowledge or my knowledge, records, and responsibilities during my tenure. I trust that this hearing will help establish the facts objectively and strengthen public confidence in our institutions and the management of Liberia infrastructure development. So having said that, Mr. Presiding, I would want us to ask questions because the project contract is in volume. It will be specific to ask our questions, then we are 100% willing, available to respond to these concerns.
I think, Madam Minister, the concern here raised is the contract. When we talk about the contract, what view of the contract, we're looking at the value of the contracts. The value of the contracts, the duration, how long we expect to take. If the contract was a concessional contract, who responsible for the funding? If we source the funding from an external partner, how long do we expect to pay it? What interest rates the Liberian people are expecting to pay? The second, the summary of the material specifications. I think I'm not an engineer, but from a little understanding is that every road that is built, they have material being used. That material determines the lifespan of the road. And the capacity also. Thank you. Then we look at the steel rod, the copper production, because as you are aware, copper play a major role or a major part in road construction. If we observe in the past 10 years on the RI road, there were times when rain fall for up to 3, 4, 5 days in successions. There was a lot of flood along the route. There were a lot of floods on the Raleigh highway. So these are concerns. As deputy of the people, we don't expect to face this problem in the soonest possible time. This contract or this infrastructure are done by government to ease the burden and alleviate some of those problems people are facing. So these are concerns by the community. So can you summarize that and give us a detailed explanation to yourself?
Thank you so much. To begin with, can you permit me, Honorable Chairman, to say that the 45 kilometers Raleigh International Airport Road began 2017 is a pre-finance agreement between the government of Liberia and the East International Group. Originally intended for a rigid pavement, on secondary roads in Bomi County and the neighborhood streets in Monrovia. The concessions were fundamentally reshaped when the National Legislature approved an amendment act in January 2020, requested by the President, the former President, President George Manuel Weah. This legislative amendment constituted the remaining neighborhood segment with a critical RI road corridor. The former pre-financing contract was substantially signed in October 2020 for a total value of $116 million to accommodate technical design adjustments such as solar lights and 600-meter zero-point extension towards the airport. And the parties approved the contract amended in April 2020, extending the project completion date to 2024 to April 30, 2027, without increasing the price of the contract, as this change shows no fiscal extensions on the government of Liberia. The 45-kilometer route in the national road corridor was most highly profiled, logically challenging, and intensely scrutinized project to attain. What does that mean? It means that this was a critical project that we have to implement based on the request from the government. It is a project that holds the key of Liberia economic gateway. I deeply appreciate the legislative hearing and the GAC compliance. So, let me just say, the project initiated from 20, sorry, let me go back. There was a request for proposal implemented and to implement a construction of the major pavement, 24.5 kilometers of the existing secondary road from Clay to DC Clark in Bomi. And these later roads within Monrovia and its environment. There was a pre-finance agreement that started 2016. It was advertised on page 5. It was advertised on page 5 of the Monday edition of the Informal newspaper. There was a submission of the RPF from the interested companies. The MBW evaluated the proposal, received interested companies, which were in January 2017. East International was recommended for contracts for proposal by the evaluation panel. The procurement committee actually endorses the recommendation for the PEP. The MBW notified the PPCC seeking no objections to the award of contracts.
Madam Minister.
I just want to give a summary.
No, Madam Minister.
Yeah.
Those ones are not the major concerns to the committee. The major concern you did stress that the contract included a 45-kilometer route to the Rwanda Airport. Some pavements have been done in Bomi County and some city corridor, if I get that right.
Sure.
The contract was signed in October 2020 or April 2020. And the amendment of April 2020?
The amendment was in January 2021. 2020.
Okay. Now, the contract was 2016?
The initial contract that gave birth to the RIA road was in 2016.
Okay. then the lender forward the money and and then we expected the contract to have been fully implemented at the end of, by April 30, 2027.
Yes, 2024, but it was extended
to 2027.
Yes.
So the work of this contract is 116 million.
Yeah.
So the next concern here is, from your engineering perspective, we have grade of quota. I don't know how you call it in your engineering terms, but we have grade of quota. The first, second, and third grade each have so we want to hear from you which grade is completed.
Okay, so we will go through the contract, but let me say this shortly. The Ministry of Public Works hired a consultant. There's Ishan consultant. Besides, we have the PIU of the Ministry of Public Works that was showing supervising the projects.
Ishan the name of the contractor.
Ishan is the name of the consultant that is currently supervising the corridor. So they were hired by the Ministry of Public Works and also headed by our PIU team. So having said that, I will give the technical team from the Deputy Minister to the project coordinator team so they can give more details on the technical aspect of the contract.
Madam Minister, you serve as Minister at which time this contract was signed and implemented. If my memory must serve me right, you were one Deputy Minister, right?
Yes, I serve as Deputy Minister
for
a few.
For which technical services, rural development?
Technical services.
So you should have good knowledge on this contract.
No, but
when you hire a consultant, the consultant do their work and present a report to you. And based upon this report, you certify a project to go into a contract. And most of the consultant report will have a summary that summarizes everything included for the contract. So the question is specific. Which grade of quota you use and what is the expected last spend when this contract, when this grade is completed?
Straight. The bitumen use, the quality is what the gentleman wants to get. And the capacity in the contract, whether it was, the road is built for 5 ton, 20 ton, 60 ton, 80 ton. What is the capacity of this road? I think we need the general, in short.
I agree with you, Honorable Designing.
GSC is here, right? GSC here?
Yes. So, like I previously said, we have come as a team. I could have said that. So we give the design, we work along with them, come up with the design to do the role. But we have come as a team. So to get more detail about what you want to hear as a person, it can come from the Deputy Minister and the PIU team there. So it's not because I'm not an engineer, I'm an engineer, but we keep as a team. And these responsibilities can be.
Okay, Madam Minister, let's do this right. It's getting more interesting, and we may not be on par with you, and we don't have those competence in our position. Because the contract between the Ministry of Public Works, the Republic of Labrador, through the Ministry of Public Works to the consultant, is it Shanshin, right? Ishan. The contract, we won the contract between the both of the people.
Okay.
We won the detailed report, the specification report that was sent to you that led to you awarding this contract?
No, it was part of the act that gave birth to this contract.
Yes.
It was never even picked by the Ministry of Public Works. Let me make that clear. The consulting came along with the contract.
The consultant was enacted by the legislature in the
Act. Yes.
But again, that was based on recommendation from the Ministry of Public Works.
The consultant is mentioned in the name of the consultant. I'm not saying in the report. But even there's an issue with the consulting premises, camps. So the consultant played a major role, and it's good that you bring in the money. That's why I say the Auditor General did an excellent job. The auditors did an excellent job.
Please use the microphone.
The auditors did an excellent job in bringing out financial issues and some of the areas where they found unclear or could not ascertain information. And that's why the technical aspect is very important for us to get down to the technical aspect to see if money was paid for services and if the government and people like you receive those services. So, Mr. Chairman, that's why I say that's my view.
Okay.
We shouldn't be back and forth trading.
Okay.
Chairman?
Yeah, okay.
Those information that is being asked by the chairman, I think let the two parties be able to know that and be able to submit to us. So it will help us in our next review. But we say we crisscross, we lost track of what we intend to do.
Yeah.
So
after that, we'll go back to
those things that we want to do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, clearly the East International's absence from here today is going to slow the progress we want to make on this other report. It will have to be here. But it's also important for the committee to let witnesses know that we expect you to have read the other report and have the issues, because we make sure that you got copies.
Read the report.
Normally, when we meet, the Auditor General will give us a broad context of the findings. But this is not here. Our assumption is that you've read the other report. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the information that the chairman is asking, that other colleagues are asking, are relevant from you to us as we plan to reschedule this thing with the contractor, the consultant, all in this room, so that we all can talk together with each other. Thank you.
So again, Madam Minister, to the current management team, if the consultant was we said the contract of the consultant, if it was enacted by the legislature, they will want a report. We want a report of the consultant. We want a copy of the contract that was enacted by the legislature from you. We want all of the reports as specified in the contract. If it is on a quarterly basis, every 3 months, we need to review and give a report. Or it is on a 4-month basis, 6 months, we want those reports as mentioned by the contract. And we want the reports that led to you approving payment, when those payments were made on a trend basis. So we want those reports that led to it. If there was certificate of completion issue, we want copy of those certificate of completions. It gave her a clear picture, because again, if International is not here, Ministry of Finance also is not here. The rescheduling will ensure that every party is being brought, including the consultant, that detail of the contract, both financials and technical detail are discussed that the Liberian people understand the value of the contract that was awarded. So,
indulge your thing. The audit also is reflecting environmental issues. And we would like to see that we had also the Environmental Protection Agency in these series next time, so that they too, I'm sure they have reports, or maybe Popular Works can present those reports to us. But we would definitely need to have the Environmental Protection Agency reports.
So please take notes, Secretary. The EPA need to be also involved, right? Okay. So then, in the communication to the EPA, please ask them if they have done so, let them submit. If they have not done so, let them do environmental assessment on the road from DLW Junction to RIE. So before we close, we asked the current management team, we gave them 5 minutes to give an overview of the contract again, the contract, the value, the specification of material purchase, the steel raw, the kind of comments we expect. What country?
Just to add, this audit runs onto your term.
Yeah. Honorable Chair, Senator Finley, I didn't know you were engineer, civil engineer.
Oh, electronic engineer.
But his physics is still there.
All right, Honorable Chair and distinguished members of the Joint Committee, and our colleagues, our former colleagues from the Ministry of Public Works, GAC members here, the Fourth Estate. On behalf of Honorable Bolan Afegans, Minister of Public Works, I wish to express our appreciation to the distinguished committee here for extending us this invitation to come and elaborate on the very important project for us at the Ministry of Public Works. Honorable Chair, when we took office in January 2024, the first 90 days of my work was on this RIA road. And we met the road at 27% complete. 27% physical implementation rate. Today we are at 65.8%. The Honorable former Minister already 65.8%. Honorable Chair, we believe the audits are not intended merely to identify those deficiencies, but to strengthen institutions, improve systems, enhance transparency, and ensure continuous improvement of the project delivery. Many of the observations contained in the audit report have already been acknowledged by the Ministry of Public Works, and significant corrective actions have commenced even before this hearing. This includes strengthening governance arrangements, improve financial reconciliation, reinforcing the project oversight, preserving the approved engineering design, especially for the John River Bridge, and engaging the contractor on a comprehensive corrective actions. Honorable Finley, ideally we should have had a technical audit and financial audit. But because of some financing constraint, we took it upon ourselves at the Ministry of Public to do some technical due diligence and some value engineering. Honorables, the design itself is a very good design. Of course, if it's done right, it should last for 20 years. That is not to say there will be no maintenance in between the 20 years. There will be some maintenance. The current deficiency you see on the road is at the binder level.
What?
The binder hose level.
The first level.
Yes. Yes.
The first level.
And it is not at the final level. And that's why it was designed to have two different levels. So the traffic load is not meant for that binder level. It was meant as soon as the binder is done, you put the wearing surface on it, and then it will hold the axle loading. But the period of which we leave the binder for years, it was not designed for that. So definitely you will see these deficiencies.
Why is that? Why was that for years?
Why
is the project stalled?
It's because of financial constraints. And so, Senator, we requested for the audits. It was not the president. The common administration requested for the financial audits. We did the technical parts, but we could not figure out the financial parts. So we asked for GS to come in and support us with the financial aspect of this. Part of the technical things we did, we reviewed the design, and we found out that there was some deficiency in terms of the hydraulics, geology, and so we quickly requested someone from Korea, that's the Ishin that is doing it, and they brought an hydraulic engineer and we revised the design. We also had an issue on the layers in the urban area of the road that going all the way to the barracks and going to Marshall. It says you have 5 cm, 5 centimeters on the wearing surface. You have 5 centimeters on the binder surface. You have about 31 cm on the base coat surface. And so, but there was an issue there. And we revised that also. That we take the base coat to 43 cm. And we put that into our model, and we decided, and it came up with a very perfect structural number. Structural number means, a combination of various things: the axle loading, the vehicle movement, the vehicle characteristics. And it says with that number, the road will hold the 80 tons. Okay? Usually, for the road, Liberia, we designed it for 8.2 tons per axle. So, but this project, we have to change it to 11.2 tons per axle. And that's why we're instituting now. For the bridge, we want to use military load. So, for the bridge, we make it between 80 to 100 tons. A second technical part we observed was the median. We changed the design of the median in the urban space. We informed the contractor, even before we did that, we requested for a BOQ. This contract did not have a BOQ. And we found out very disturbing when we got there. And we requested, how was the 116 million determined? And so we requested for a BOQ. So the BOQ submitted to us pointed out 93 million to civil works. The rest of the other money goes towards design, goes towards support to supervision, and some small amounts for public works supervision as well, and contingency. So now we have the BOQ. And within the BOQ, there are some specifications also that we have to strengthen. You asked for the type of bitumen. The bitumen that we use here is the 40-50 penetration. That's a hard one for hot well. Usually we allow the contractor to use the medium one, which is the 60-70. It's a medium penetration. So all of this is stretched towards making sure that it will last for the 20 years design period that we designed for. I have more details. I don't know if we have time because you said you want for us to recall this.
Mr. Chairman, I think the presentation is good. We can have that discussion with the documentation. So I don't think you need to go deeply into the technical aspect. We will go deep. Yeah, I reconvene. I think we are getting enough information. The capacity of the road is 80 tons in certain areas. The capacity of the bridge is 80 to 100 tons. So some of the information that we want, and this is reflecting from the Auditor General report. If you read the report, you will see where I'm coming from, that you have environmental issues, you have issues with specification, and like you said, you have done that audit already, so you can probably give us that information. And then we'll basically be able to view it, Mr. Chairman.
Why are you not using the microphone?
Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
Please don't hold me in contempt. But I'm sorry, I wouldn't apologize. So I think, Mr. Chairman, that the answer I was looking for I've received from the Acting Minister of Public Works, that they've already done a technical audit and they have that information already. So all they have to do is just share it with us before the next scheduled hearing. That will give us a good insight of some of the questions we have, and maybe we will answer most of our technical questions.
Thank you, Senator Finlay. Thank you, Minister Tamba, for that overview.
But Senator, I would like to clarify that
I'd like to clarify that for us at the Ministry of Public Works, we did not consider it as an in-depth technical audit. It was project technical analysis that we carry out based on the design and based on what we met on the ground that accounts for the 27% of physical implementation that we made. And we recommended some changes also, which in the report, also the GSC said we should have done an amendment to the contract to reflect some of those changes. Some of them are negative and positive changes. Like the median, we gain some money, and some of them we had to do overpass, at the hospital here. When that section was paved, in 3 months' time, we had 3 deaths on that road. So because of that, informed us that, look, let's have a pedestrian over walkway, and then so we can avoid the road safety issues. So by the way, we also extended the contract, because when we got it, the contract will expire in 2024, and we extended the contract to 2027. And as we speak, there's an imminent extension, as we all know. We delay with the bridge construction, the John River Bridge, and even the remaining kilometers of road that are remaining cannot, by April 2027, will not be able to complete the project. So there's imminent extension of this project.
Thank you. Thank you for that. This is about value for money, this committee. So even though what you have is not a detailed technical audit, it would be good to still share with us so that we understand some of the challenges and how we address them. But I wanted to basically talk about what you just mentioned, the extension, the possible extension of this contract because of constraints. We are concerned really about why the project is delayed, why we don't see, any more activities on that road. You talk about death, it continues to be an issue. We need to understand why there is a financial constraint. This is supposed to be a pre-financed project from the former minister's testimony. We understand that the contractor has been working with an international financial institution on the continent, Afrexim. So it would be good
if they that's where the attention was.
Yeah, we were around the president at the same time we were around the people. We danced, we did,
Let me bring it back over.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. You know, we have a whole lot to run through. We have limited time. I think we'll have. I want to get you 1 hour 30 minutes in the next 2 weeks. Let's see which day can fit you.
Sure, no problem.
So we run through a whole lot. But what do you know about this port autonomy bill? I keep hearing your name around me. What do you know about it?
The Port Autonomy Bill is intended to give autonomy and to decentralize the various ports in this country, including future ports that will be built.
But people say you people are doing it for selfish reasons.
So, after this government, the port will be turned over to certain lawmakers. Right? You know, sometimes when people bring some argument for the sake of the debate or argument, we don't waste our time. In that port bill, it is the president of Liberia who will appoint various port managers. So if Bouaka is not in office tomorrow, the next president will have the authority to do that. So, and nobody owns a port. It's interesting that every time this port bill issue comes up, yet they attach it to certain people, especially when it comes to the port of Buchanan.
They said that's the reason why you people are pushing it. The Buchanan port, and these ports cannot stand alone. They don't have the ability and all that. Why are you?
The senators of Sino County voted for the port bill. The senators of Maryland County voted for the port bill. If anybody brings this kind of unreasonable, illogical argument that it is about the port of Buchanan, it's up to them. You see, we always want change, but we don't want to change. We always crave for change, but we don't want to accept change. I hear people talking about port having contract for this number of years and all the things attached to the port bill. When the ports become autonomous, each of them, if they inherit a contract, those contracts remain valid. And after the term of those contracts or existing contracts, then those autonomous ports will go into negotiations for themselves.
Is that a reason the president has vetoed it and may veto it again like we're hearing?
Well, we will leave the wisdom of the president to decide. The president vetoed the bill, not the bill. If you look at it, the president has vetoed that bill once. It's the third time he has, left the Capitol building. The president vetoed it once. The second time, it was a voluntary withdrawal to correct some stuff from the legislature. Then we passed it, and then the House concurred with it. This port bill has been around the legislature for over a year. And without attempting to sound disparaging to any of my colleagues, for a lawmaker to say he or she has not seen the port bill, it's troubling. And it's
Did the leadership of the House share it? Because the one who called comes from the House.
Okay, so we leave that to the House. But the House concurred with the Senate. And this is the third time that the House is concurring with the Senate on this port bill issue. And when one or two lawmakers come out and say they did not see it, especially from the House, we leave it to that House, to that chamber.
What could happen if the president were to veto it again? Will you do the
So I wanted to give a bit of education. The president did not veto the bill.
Okay.
The president did line veto.
What does that mean?
It means the president said one or two sections in the bill were conflicting with some authorities from other institutions, like maritime functions, blah, blah, blah. In the president's letter, the only veto letter, the president wrote a 6-page communication detailing the account of the importance of that bill and how it is in line with his decentralization agenda for the country. It is in our communication. Those who run with propaganda and make it appear as though the president is anti this bill and one group of people in the legislature pushing it. It is the agenda of the administration led by the president. But the president, after review of the Attorney General, the president spotted one or two few sessions in the bill that we should, and he said he was asking the legislature to reconsider those, and we did. And we sent it to him, and we look forward to his wisdom to approving it. If the, I think my colleague from the House, Muka Kamara, seemed to have been struggling with what happens if the president vetoes, and I think he was struggling with that information. If the president vetoes, it can only become law if the president vetoes the entire bill or session thereof, and the legislature with 2/3 majority of both houses override. They call it to override the veto. Or to the measure, and it stays at the executive measure 21 days and beyond. Even if the president has not acted, it becomes law after 21 days. Once it is laid on his desk, and the 21 days begin from the day it was transmitted to the executive measure and officially signed for by the proper authority. 21 days begin from there.
You have been around politics, you've been around legal people and all that stuff. You are an apprentice legal person and also a politician. District number 10 is confusing a whole lot of people. I've seen some publications, I've seen some concerns about, do they still have a lawmaker or not? Or what is it? What this whole district 10 thing? What do you make of it? It appears like an eyesore on our politics.
Why you want to start controversy already with our conversation? Look, politically, district number 10 does not have an active lawmaker. Legally, there is no vacancy yet in district number 10.
What is the difference?
The difference is that the House of Representatives took an action to expel Representative Yega Koluba. Representative Yega Koluba sought relief at the court. From every understanding, the matter is still seized at the court. Until the court finally rules, there is no legal vacancy in district number 10. And who knows, maybe after the court rules, and the court may determine, the court may rule in favor of Yeka and ask the House to pay him retroactively, because the martial law, and what is not done legally, is not done at all. So politically, Yeka can go away. His man is banned according to their rules and their action. But look, I keep saying, if you have, look, let me be the devil's dealer like people know. You got a constitution with you.
Yeah.
Look at Article 38.
Constitution where you did.
Yeah.
This is the OK conversation on OKFM 99.5. We have with us Senator Abraham Darius DeLong. I have this thing on my phone here.
And while you're looking for it, let me announce that we're doing relay of this interaction.
That you report here?
Oh, but enemy.
So Jay feedback.
Okay.
Anyway, you can
please
announce. You can be hosting your own show. So
please announce or allow me to announce.
Okay.
That
you are allowed.
The Radio Bourgeois 98.1 is relaying or doing simulcast of this interaction. Thanks to OKFM for allowing.
Okay, Article 38.
Yeah.
Article 38 says, Article 38, yeah. Each house shall adopt its own rules of procedure, enforce order, and with the concurrence of 2/3 of the entire membership, may expel a member for cause. Each house shall